Hi friends, myself Mrunmay and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll tell you how to install Unity on any system. Also, we'll get introduced to Unity by learning some of its basic functions with the help of a simple scene. So without wasting our time, let's get started. Since our childhood, we have played many games. We always think that what if I am able to make an app or a game? We always have ideas in our mind that what if I am able to create an app, I can create an app with the following functions. I'll create a game with such graphics, with such storyline. So, to get started, I will suggest you to just install engine like Unity or Unreal and just learn it. Just play with it and explore it. There are many engines that you can install and learn. From this video onwards, I am also going to start a new beginners playlist through which I'll guide you through each and every step of creating games in Unity. After watching this whole playlist, you will be able to create games just like the ones that you can see here on your screen in Unity. And all these videos will be based on different functions, and if you are not even making such a game, but if you need any of those functions, you can probably watch those videos. First of all, let's install Unity. For this, open any browser. Here I have opened Chrome, and then you can search for this. I have searched for Unity Hub Setup 32-bit download, and here we will receive all these results. You can also search for Unity Hub Archive or Unity Hub Setup Archive. You will almost get the same results. And then we need to go to the second link that you can see here, download archive-unity, that one. Then let us just click on it. If you are facing any difficulty in finding this link, or if you have any other problem for visiting this website, I have provided the link to this website in the description below. You can just click on it and visit this website. This is another Unity's website, and here we will get many versions with many options. Then click on Unity 5. If you're working on a 32-bit system, only then you need to click on Unity 5. And then here the first version, that is Unity 5.6.7, only there we'll get the Unity Editor 32-bit option. If you're working on any other system, if that that system's name is there in this list, you can probably install that version also. So now this system is 32-bit, so I have selected it, and let's hit release notes, and down here the Unity Hub Setup has started getting downloaded. So once it's done, you can just open it. Then this will appear here. It will ask you, do you want to run this file? It's showing the name, publisher, type, that is of course an application, and where it's been saved. Let's hit run, and once you hit run, your system will just verify the installer. This might take a while, and once it's done, here you are, welcome to Unity and whatever is the name of your version. So let's hit next, and here it's showing us the terms and conditions, the terms and services. Let's hit I accept and click on next. And then it will ask you, where do you want to save this? It's okay for me if it gets saved on the default location. So let's hit next or install, and here our Unity Hub or Unity Editor has started getting installed. If you're working on 32-bit system, this may take a while, or if you're working on any other system, this might take a shorter time as on 32-bit system. Directly the editor is also getting installed, but on other systems, first only the Unity Hub will be installed. Once you open Unity Hub, you can see these two options up here in some systems, and there are two down here, or you can see just like the one which I have. It depends upon your system, and here I have some of these projects. If you're new to Unity, you will just see that you don't have any projects here. That message will appear there as you don't have any of the editor installed here in your system. So let's hit on installs, and here I have version 2019.4.2 F1, and that has long-term service. I'll just show you how to install an editor if you're working on any other system. Now I'm showing it to you all using the 62-bit system. And here to install a new editor, let's hit add, and there it will tell us to select any of the editor's version. So as I already have 2019, I have selected 2021, and then let's hit next. Here it's telling us to add modules as wherever what platforms are we going to create games. So now I'm not going to do any changes in here. Even if you don't do it, don't worry. Later on, if you have any ideas to create games for different platforms, after installing the editor also, we can add modules later on. So now don't worry about it. I'll also tell you about how to add modules in the later videos or in some of my another playlist. So now after this, let's hit next. And now here let's select that box and hit next. Again, same here. And now let's wait for some time. On some systems it might take a longer time, and on some other system it may appear instantly. Here on this system it's taking a bit longer time, so let's wait. Here this box is the earlier editors, and here the new editor's box has appeared, and above that you can see that there is a light blue colored line, and from the left side it has started becoming darker. So once that is the upper line is fully dark, that means your editor has been installed. Till this editor is getting installed, I'd like to tell you all about my friend Manojit's channel. His channel is really awesome. He has uploaded many videos till now. He has joined YouTube on April 27, 2020. If you are an interested gamer, if you like watching gaming videos, you can probably visit his channel. He has uploaded many videos till now. He has also uploaded some of the knowledgeable videos, some learning videos that you can see here, and he also plays many other games which videos he keeps on uploading. If you're an interested gamer, you can probably subscribe his channel and click on the bell notifications and select all. Till now he has made 3 playlists. One of them is the educational one, another is Call of Duty, and the next one is Free Fire's one. And his channel is really interesting. Now if you want to visit his channel, I have provided the link in the description below. You can also click on the I button provided up here. I have also provided the same here. Now let's get back to Unity Hub, and here our new editor is already installed, that is 2020.1.6 F1. So if I take my mouse over its name, I can see its properties. In the left side I can see the new editor, and the right side of the old one. Here if I click on these 3 dots, I get 2 options, that is Show in Explorer, and another one is Remove from Hub. If you click on Remove from the Hub, the editor will get deleted. Here this is the community page where we can see various things. So now we don't need to know much about this community page of Unity Hub. So now let's move to the learn option, and under this learn we again get 2 more options, that is projects and tutorials. So in this project there are various projects that you can download on our system, and then we can see those projects, and whatever different things are there in that project or different scripts are there in that project, we can view them, and also we can learn about them. Here we get both 2D as well as 3D games, so we can download any of them. If I click on them, then we can download them. Here I have one of the projects downloaded. If I click on it, I can click on view tutorials or open project. If I click on open project, it will open in an editor. Here the one that I don't have downloaded, I'll get download now option. And this tutorials option, this tutorial side, we get various types of tutorial videos through which we can learn some basics of Unity, and even we can get the videos that we want. Now let's move on to the projects. Here I have many projects. For you, the same message will appear even if you have installed the editor, as you are new to Unity and you have not even created any of the projects. So you can click on add, and here if someone else has sent you any Unity file, so you can open that file. And also, if we, as I have many projects made here, if I click on the three dots on them, I can remove them from the hub, and if again I think I should add them, I can click on the add option, and then I can add them again from wherever they are saved. Now if I click on the arrow besides new, down arrow besides new, then I'll get two options, as I have two editors installed. If you have only one editor, only one option will be there. And if you have different editors, different options will be there. So if I click on the new editor, then it will open through the new editor. If I directly click on new, again it will open through the new editor, as last time I had selected the new editor option. If I select the old editor option, I can it will open through the old editor. So by default it's doing that. Our last time's editor, it opens through that one. So now here I opened 2019, again I can open 2020. Now if I hit on new, again the last time's editor will open. So now let's create a new project, and here we have various options here. According to the systems or according to the versions, the options may differ. Most of the times you will have the same options, only the placement might be different. But if you have some different options, then you can let me know in the comments. I'll try my best to answer you the functions of them. So here we have four main options, that is 2D, 3D, and high definition RP, and the fourth one. So we can select any one of them. So the next three, except for the 2D one, all the remaining three are in the 3D editor, and the first one, that is 2D option, that is in the 2D editor. And here we can give a name to our project. We can name it whatever we want, and I am going to create a 3D project for now. In our later videos we will of course be learning Unity 2D also. So now here I have named it as demo, as I already have a demo named project. So whenever I type demo, then that create option, I can't click on that create option. So next here I have named it as demo comma, and then the next is the location where the project is going to be saved. So it's okay for me if it's saved in the default location. The projects that will be opening in the 3D editor, that is 3D and the high definition RP, another that is universal render pipeline. These three will open in the 3D editor itself, and the 2D option will open in the 2D editor. And the one which are going to open in the 3D editor, there is not much difference between them, as only the difference is that in the universal render pipeline and the high definition RP, there are some already imported assets or already made shapes that we can use for our games. Now let's hit create. So once you hit create, here you are in the Unity editor. This is the default layout of the Unity editor, and this middle portion is the one where we will be doing the modeling, where we will be assembling the assets, and we'll be assembling our player, and we'll create our game, all the game objects here in the middle portion. And using the right mouse button, if I click on the right mouse button, if I move my mouse, I can see in this way, means we can move the camera through which we ourselves are watching. So last time when I took my mouse to the left side of the screen, it appeared from the right side, and I have not yet I did not leave my right hand side key, the right side key, and see that if I took it to the right side, it comes from the left, and if I took my mouse below, it appears from the top. So this is it, and if with the middle mouse button that normally is in red color, but it might be in different color, so we can scroll through it and we can zoom in and zoom out. So, and if we click on that button, and then if we move our mouse, we can just move our camera only from a particular place. So if you yourself try that, you will understand it in a better way. And through the left side button, left side mouse button, if you click on it, you can select objects. So here I have selected the main camera. Here this is the inspector menu where all the information of the game object appears, and we can make changes, and through this we will be making games. And this is the directional light. Again, in the inspector menu, we're getting all the information about the directional light. And next, here there are some packages and scenes. So this scene folder is automatically created, where till now only one scene is there, as we have created only this scene. Here, if you are making a big game which has many levels, we can right click, and from create we can just select the scene option, and a new scene will be created. See, here I am doing it, that you can see. So now here, as this is a folder, so here see, if I click on it and right click, then under create I will get the scene option. Here if I click on create, again I will get the same options. Then if we are making a big game, we will have many assets and many materials for our game. So we can create folders by right clicking, and under create we will get many options. From there we can create materials, we can create scripts, scenes, as well as folders, as well as physics materials. So we will be learning about them in the further videos. Here this is the console menu where we will get all the errors. So there we have a clear button on the left side, that is just below the project. If you click on it, all the errors will be cleared. That one thing to remember, that only the errors which are already solved, those errors or those printed commands will be cleared. If the errors are till now not solved, then it will appear in a red color circle, inside which there will be an exclamation mark that you can see in the rightmost side of the console menu. This up part above, that is the hierarchy, that just shows whatever materials we have, whatever objects we have in our game. And as earlier I told you that this is the default layout of Unity Editor. Here on the up part there is a layout button. From there we can always change the layouts. So here now I have selected the 2x3 layout, and here this is the current layout that from the up part I have selected. So if you do that, your Unity Editor will just reload, means it will just disappear, and again it will appear, and again it will be to normal or to the whichever layout you have selected. Here the third one is the asset store. So from where we can install materials, assets, and various things about which we will be learning in the further videos. Next, this is the game view, from where we can see how our game is looking for the player who is playing our game, how it's looking from the main camera. Here if I select the main camera, again I can see the camera preview down. So the same camera preview is appearing in a bit larger size in the game view. So next, how to add objects. So up you have a game object option, we can click on it, and then if we are working on a 2D game, then we can select 2D objects, and if we are working on a 3D game, we can select 3D objects. Moreover, we can also move all these things from wherever they are to wherever we want them. And see, now I have taken the game view as well as the scene view differently, so that I can work on both of them side by side. I can also move the Unity editor. In short, we can move everything in this editor, but just make sure you do them as per your convenience. Here, if you lost this anywhere, if you're not understanding where which options are appearing, then from the layouts, again you can select the default. Again your screen it will disappear, and again it will appear, and you will be in the default view. So now again adding objects, then here I took the option 3D objects, and I have added a cube here. So now let us just first play with this editor. So this Unity editor here, now this is the information, and there are various components added to it. I just now removed the mesh render component, which removed its mesh. So that cube was not visible at all. If I remove the box collider, that will be seen. It will not collide to any of the game objects. Next, when I will remove both mesh render as well as the box collider, it will become an empty object, and which we won't be able to select. So from the hierarchy, we need to click on its name, and then only we can select it. So here again I have enabled the mesh render as well as the box collider. So from the camera preview, we can see that our cube is very far away, so let's move it a bit nearer to the camera. And here I brought it to the correct position as I wanted it. So here above the hierarchy, here you can see that the first tool is being selected. The moving tool is being selected. If I select the handy tool, again the same thing will happen. That happens when we click the middle mouse button. With this moving tool, we can move our object, that you can see as we brought it to the near to the camera. With the next rotation tool, we can rotate our game object. With the third one, we can scale it, we can increase its size. And you observe that using the scaling tool, whenever we are increasing its size from the both sides, it increases from the both sides, and that's the problem. Means actually that's not a problem, but it's a problem whenever we have already made our game, we have assembled all the game objects on their own pieces, and we just want this cube to increase its size from only one side. Then we can use the fifth tool, and using that tool we can increase the size using from the only one side. And this sixth tool is a mixture of all the tools. So instead of the sixth tool, I'll prefer you to use all the tools in a different way. And here, if I go to the game view, see how our cube is appearing. Now if I run the project, actually nothing different will be observed than the game view. See here, now this project is already running, and this is the same as it was in the scene view, because actually we have not done any of the changes, and the cube is till now only a simple game object that has all the component as its default. So it does not even have gravity applied, so it's also not falling. We will discuss about all those things later on. Now first let's move on to the inspector menu, and you can see that here the first component is transform one, that consists of the position, the rotation and the scale. We can change it from there also if we want it to be on a particular position. And one more thing to remember, that in the scale option that is under the transform component, even if we increase or decrease that, again it works as the tool, it works as the fourth tool itself. It increases its size from both the sides. So next, here I can change it in each and every axis. Now let's start creating a simple scene. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a simple platform, a simple base, and above which there will be a ball that is going to roll from that base, and later on it's going to fall down. So this is going to be a complete simple project. So here I have scaled up our cube from all the sides. I have decreased it a bit from the y-axis, from the z and x I have increased it. So you can do it according to your idea. So now let's add another sphere here. So here this is the sphere that appeared here. If I double click on its name in the hierarchy, we can directly zoom into it, and here you see that our sphere is not having any material. And now if we even run our project, actually now also nothing is happening, everything is on its own place. So as earlier I told you that it has again, even this sphere has all its component as default. So again it is not even the gravity is applied to this sphere also. So let's move this sphere above. Now here in the inspector menu, let's click on the add components option that you can see here, and I have selected the sphere already, and here you have various options. Now we are going to apply physics, so you have physics 2D option and the physics option. So now we are looking on 3D, so let's hit on the physics. And one more thing, that all these functions that I am telling you all right now are almost same for both a 2D editor as well as the 3D editor. So here after that I search for rigid body, and here's the rigid body component. Now without making any changes, let's run our project, and now you can see that our ball falls down and it's rolling through the surface as the surface is inclined, and of course it's rotating, but the rotation is not seen. And even in the rigid body component you can see that rotations are not even freezed. So now let's create a new material. So you might have seen what I had created it. I right clicked in the assets menu, and then what I did was under create I selected materials, and now in the inspector menu again information about the material is also appearing. I added that material to the cube, and here that I changed its color, and now see how that's appearing in the blue color. So I'll just make it a bit darker so that it must look a bit nice. One more thing I like to tell you all is that for decoration or for good graphics of the game, we can also add different materials to our game. So here I have created a simple drawing in the paint software that is by default available in every system. So here this is a simple painting wherein I have for the background I have selected yellow color, and I have given some orange spots on it. So now I just dragged that image from wherever it was saved. For me it was saved on the desktop. I just dragged it in the asset menu Unity, and then I dragged it over the ball. And now let's see how our ball is looking, and it looks pretty nice, isn't it? Moreover, here a material folder has automatically created. So if we click on it, we get our material here, and now we can add it to other objects as well. Now let's run our game, and it will receive very nicely. So see how it's looking, and we can even see that our ball is rotating. So for Unity, you can also create materials, change their colors, and then you can add them to the objects, or else you can also create drawings by yourself. You can search for some images and then you can do it. One more thing here, now let us increase the size of our sphere. So if I increase it using the third tool, that is the scaling tool, it gets increased from both the sides, but here that's not a problem as we don't have many game objects here. So to you know that even if we make it as oval, it will still have a sphere collider, and we actually wanted a sphere itself. So from the transform component of the ball, through the inspector menu, I just scaled it to 2 by 2 by 2 from X, Y and Z. So see now how it was looking. Now if I select that material, then also I can see it in the inspector menu, and I can change its color also. Means if we are changing the color of some materials, they will look all the things on them, all the shades on them will be same. All the textures will look almost same, but just a bit different shade will appear to them. Now it's becoming a bit pinkish shade, so as pink and yellow and orange, it's looking a bit reddish. So we can also change colors of materials, and it could be pretty nice whenever we are making a nice game, whenever we want some wood structures, wood type looking some things. So that time we can probably use that. Or else if I delete this picture from here, you see that the materials are that the decoration, all the things, materials are gone. So even if now I add this material to all the shapes, any of the shapes, it will look as it was for the default, as we have deleted the image. So make sure that you never delete these images.
Next here, what I did is I just deleted that empty material, and I again imported the same image and I added it to the game objects, and the material was formed. What you can do is you can also drag the same image in the materials folder itself if you want it to look more nice, and if that image is confusing you, if it's in the asset menu, so you can drag it in the materials folder itself, or you can create another folder for pictures. And here I have created another folder and I named it as colors, and here I have dragged our blue color material inside that color. So in this color folder, simply all the materials will be there which we will be using as some colors. So here I am going to name this new material as yellow, and I'm from that option I am going to change its color to yellow again. So in this way I made those two colors and I have added them to the particular game objects. And now if you run our project, again it is seen at it would have seen earlier. So here again we are facing the same problem that we are not able to see how our ball is rotating. So for this I have a simple fix. So let us add another simple sphere as we did for all the game objects. And here let's decrease its size. We are going to make it a bit flat, a flat sphere. So to keep the size common in X and Z axis, and to keep it a bit thinner in the Y axis, I have what I did is from the inspector menu, under the transform component we have the scaling option. From that option for X and Z I did it 2 and 2, and for Y I did the size as 0.3. One thing we observe is that it has still got a sphere collider, so we actually don't want this object to collide with anything, so we can remove the sphere collider. If you wish that that object should collide, but it should collide only as it is a flat flat sphere, it should collide with that shape itself. So if you keep the circle collider, it will collide as if it is a if you keep the sphere collider, it will collide as if it is a sphere. So for this, we can add the mesh collider. What mesh collider does, it just simply adds the mesh in such a way that whatever is the shape of the object, that whole shape is being covered, and only that shape, that render has got the collider. So if your game object, if anytime while you are creating a game, if your game object is a sphere or a cube or any else particular shape, that time you can probably use the ready-made colliders. And other, if you have some other type of shape, or you have made some other type of shape by flattening the cubes or by flattening the spheres and by doing many such things, that time you can probably add the mesh collider. Or else if you have imported any other shape, you have made any other shape in any other software like Blender or Maya or any other modeling software, so if you are importing them, that time you can add the mesh collider. About this about these softwares we will be learning in later videos. So what is happening here is only the ball is coming, not those two flattened spheres. As for them, we have not added the rigid body component. Now if in your case, if you want your those design spheres to to collide with other game objects, then you can probably just add the rigid body component from the add component options. You can search for RI and you will get the rigid body component. But here I don't want those flattened spheres to collide with any of the game objects, as they are just for decoration, and we made them probably first of all to just see how our sphere is looking. So what I did here is as earlier we had removed the sphere collider, I did not add the sphere collider again, and instead I just removed the mesh collider that we added sometime earlier. So now this sphere will not collide with any of the game objects. So here again, let's set it up. And I'm copying and pasting the same objects by Ctrl C and Ctrl V. And here I have added those two spheres as if they are some strip designings. So now again, if we run our project, then also there is the same problem, that those two flattened spheres are still not coming behind our ball, or they are not rotating. So just adding rigid bodies is not the correct way, because with that also they will just fall down, but they will not be attached to the sphere. So here what I did is I made the sphere the parent and those two flattened spheres the child. So how I did it is I just dragged both of these flattened spheres underneath the sphere. So here this our main ball, the yellow one, has become the parent, and the two flat spheres have become its child, and we have not applied any collider, so we can even see that our ball is rotating. And here I have just paused the game. I have not stopped the running, I have just paused it. I will just drag down it and I'll continue it. You can see that it went down. Again I paused it, and now I have stopped running our project. So what I wanted to show you from this is that, see, again I'll do it. Now here I can drag this platform down, our base cube down, and again it will be seen in this way. But once here I have stopped it, and still the position of this is a bit downwards, this cube is a bit downwards, but if you stop playing it, again it comes upwards. So I just wanted to show you that whenever we are running a project, or whenever we are playing the game, whenever we are in the game view, we can probably pause the game and make changes to test whether how it's looking. But those game, instantly all those changes will be gone. So just make sure that you don't do many changes in the game view by pausing the game. And that's it, we have created our first simple scene, and it's a pretty nice project. It's a pretty nice simple first project. So now let us save this project. So how to save this is you can click on the file tab, and there in the older versions, the versions before Unity's versions before 2018 and 2019, in those versions we probably used to have two options. Those were save scene and save project. What the save scene function did was it just saved the middle portion, the middle wherever there are all the game objects. So it used to just save that portion. It does not use to save the assets menu, the projects menu, and the inspector menu. It just used to save the middle portion. And what save project that function did was it used to save the whole project. But in here we have got only two options, that is save and save as. So these functions work similarly as it works for some other softwares, that if we just click on save, it will save with the same name. If we are saving it for the first time, it will ask us the location as well as the name. But if we are working sometime else, so we can it will just get saved, and from save as we can rename it. And here I clicked on build and run option. So what this build and run option is, I selected its location and I gave it a name. So what this build and run option, this function exactly does it will now save our this project into .exe file with extension .exe. It will convert it into a game form or an app form. For apps it's .apk, and here it will get converted into .exe. So here then whenever we hit build and run, then this might take a long, even if it is such a small scene, it is taking this much time. For big games, for some systems it might take a longer time, for some of them it might take shorter. But here whatever time my system is taking, this is the minimum time. This time might be needed because all the things need to be get exported, and there must not be any difference. And many things happen, it gets converted many times, so this might take a while. And once this is done, this won't get saved in such project format. Whenever we click on it, it will open just as if it is an app or a game, as apps and games are directly open, so it will just open in that way. And you might know that whenever we open a Unity game or app, first of all we see that it's made with Unity. So that will be seen and our game will directly start. And here our project is completed, and here I'm on the desktop where I saved it, and this is the project file that we can see here. And if I double click on it, it will get open and we will be really happy. And see here it was written made with Unity, and we can see our this very first simple scene. So actually next nothing will happen here, as we have not added any quit function. We will be learning about quit function later on in later videos. But for now, how to close this is we can click on Windows. Windows button is mostly it must be between the function and the Alt key, or else according to your keyboard it might be somewhere else. So we can press that Windows key, that Windows symbol is there on that key. We can press that key, and from the below taskbar we can just close it. And so friends, that's it for this video. I actually made this video as my some of my friends also requested me to make a video on how to install Unity and some basics of Unity. And yeah, this video became a bit lengthy, but I tried my best to explain you. And if you want to keep on watching all my videos, and if you want to continue with this playlist, I have provided the link in the description below. I have also provided that playlist on the I button. You can click over it. One more thing, throughout this playlist I am also going to use 2 free packages from the Unity Asset Store. If you wish to make exact game like the one which I will be making in these videos, so you can probably download these two packages, and then you can import it in your Unity project. but I have provided the link in the description below. But if you don't want to download them, you can probably use some colors, or you can draw some materials, you can draw some sketches or some various textures or some drawings, and you can use them for designing. At last, thanks for watching. If you got to learn something new, write it in the comments below. Make sure you like and share this video, and so subscribe to my channel. And this is the simple scene that we created in this video. Okay then, bye guys.